Hey YouTube, this is Jake with the Garbroders, and today we're doing a deck profile on my Mega Venusaur deck. This particular deck is a Sun and Moon deck because it has some Lurantis GX in it. I've been awaiting this card, or Lurantis GX, for a very long time, and before we start, I would just like to let you know, I plan on progressing this deck to the point where I can play it in regionals in May, so expect lots of updated deck profiles on this deck because I'm going to keep changing it until it fits exactly what I need for regionals. So without further ado, let's get right into it. To start things off, we have 3 Venusaur EX. The one with Poison Powder and Jungle Hammer is the one I like to use. We don't use it for attacking very much, but just to go over it. For Grass and a double colorless, it does Poison Powder for 60 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned. And then for 2 Grass and double colors, it does 90 and heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. So if you absolutely have to, late game, you somehow have 4 energies on this and no Mega, then you can still use it if you really have to, but you don't want to. The main attacker of this deck is going to be Mega Venusaur with Crisis Vine. This was printed in Evolutions, but it was also an XY base set. And for 3 Grass Energy and 1 colorless, it does Crisis Vine for 120 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed and poisoned. And paralyzed is the biggest and baddest ability or status condition in the entire game because they cannot retreat or attack. So unless they have a Switch, Olympia, or Escape Rope, they're pretty much doomed, and it's a 2-hit knockout on almost everything that I can possibly think of, because Wailord has weakness, and it has 230 HP, which is very bulky, and most things, unless they have weakness on me, will not be able to knock it out in one hit. Next, we have, like I said, this is a Sun and Moon deck, and we have 2 copies of Formantis. I'll let you read this one because it's easier to read. Most of the time, I'd say you won't use this unless you're using it for Lurantis, but I actually find myself using Synthesis a lot at the beginning of the game if I can't get Force of Giant Plant set up. Spoilers. For 1 colorless energy, search your deck for a Grass Energy card and attach it to one of your Pokemon, and then shuffle your deck. So, say I have a Venusaur on the bench turn 1 and I'm going second, I can attach and then Synthesis, and then turn 2 I can possibly Mega Evolve, attach by hand, and Mega Turbo or something, and I'm already having a turn 2 fully powered up Mega Venusaur. So that's very good. And the card I've been waiting for so long, Lurantis GX. I'm going to go over this card a lot. It has 210 HP to stage 1 evolves from just Formantis. The main reason I use this in the deck is because of its first attack, Flower Supply, for 1 Grass Energy. It does 40 damage, and then you can attack 2 basic energies from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. So it's mainly there to accelerate Mega Venusaur, but you can also use them to put energy on this Pokemon and anything else that you have on your bench. And that second attack, Solar Blade for 2 Grass and a colorless, does 120 damage and heal 30 from this Pokemon. I actually use this to attack a lot if I don't have a Mega Venusaur set up, and this card will win me games just by itself. And finally, it's GX attack, I think you pronounce it Chloroscythe GX, and it's a really heavy hitter. It does 50 damage times the number of Grass Energy attached to this Pokemon. So if you Flower Supply onto this Pokemon, I was just playing against Eviltal Garbodor earlier today, and I was able to one-shot Eviltal EX because I had 4 Grass Energies on this, and they actually had to scoop, so they had nothing else but a Trubbish. So I won the game because of Lurantis. I've been waiting for something like that. I used to run Mega Sceptile for energy acceleration, but it was just too clunky with the multiple Spirit Links. Now I have this. Next up, we have 2 Trubbish, which is just Trubbish, but it's there to evolve into none other than the mascot himself, Garbodor. Garbodor is only here for its ability, Garbotoxin. This Pokemon has a Pokemon Tool card attached to it. Each Pokemon in play in both players' hands and discard piles and on the field have no abilities except for Garbotoxin. This is my Volcanion counter, Greninja counter, and Giratina counter, because Volcanion and Giratina have such good advantages, with Giratina being able to shut off Megas, and Volcanion able to completely sweep through this deck. So Garbodor, if I get it set up, it's perfectly my counter for those, and I can win. And finally, for the Pokemon, we have 2 Shaman EX, just for setup. When you bench this, you get to draw until you have 6 in your hand. Almost every deck needs it, unless you're Phil, then you don't. And now we're going to move on to our supporters. We have 3 copies of Professor Sycamore, discard your hand, draw 7. You need 3 to 4 in all of your decks. I don't think there's any decks that have an exception with that. Just very simple draw support. And we have 2 copies of N. Each player shuffles his or her hand into their decks. And then you get to draw cards until you have... draw cards to the number of your prize cards. So, if I have 6 prize cards and my opponent has 3, then I'll shuffle and they'll shuffle. I'll get 6 cards, they'll get 3 cards. So, it's good for late game. If you're behind, you can disrupt their hand while getting lots of cards for yourself. It's also good at the beginning of the game when you just need cards in your hand. Next we have 2 copies of Lysander. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with his or her active. It's really good with Mega Venusaur because you can just Lysander out something they have and then paralyze them where they can't retreat. And they're stuck there to pretty much die the next turn. Our next supporter is just a one-of. It's Pokemon Ranger. It prevents effects of your opponent's attacks, lasting effects like Jolteon, EX, Regice, and Glaceon. That's the only reason it's in there. If I face that Vileplume box deck, then I'm kind of doomed, so it's there to stop that. And our last supporter is Brock's Grit. Just Super Rod on steroids. You can shuffle 6 and any combination of Pokemon and basic energies from your discard back into your deck, so it's really good for late game if you just need to get more of your Lurantis and Venusaurs back and lots of energies. That's how you stay in the game. Now we're going to start with our items. We have 4 VS Seeker. Just pick any supporter from your discard and put it back in your hand. You need 4, no exception, in every single deck, or else it's not a deck, it's just a pile of cards. Next we have 4 Trainer's Mail. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a trainer card you find there, except for Trainer's Mail, and put it into your hand. It's just there for consistency reasons. If you top deck it and you have no cards in your hand, you have a chance of getting Sycamore or VS Seeker. It's very good. We have 3 copies of Ultra Ball. Just discard 2 cards from your hand, search your deck for any Pokemon, and put it into your hand. It's the best way to get Pokemon out, and you have a lot of Pokemon in this deck, as you can see. Next we have 3 copies of Mega Turbo. Mega Venusaur is a very clunky Pokemon. Well, energy-wise, it takes 4 to use, so you have to have as much kind of acceleration as possible, and we run 3 Mega Turbos for that reason. We have 1 Enhanced Hammer, just for if you're facing against Mega Mewtwo or Yveltal, and you need 1 extra turn to discard their DCEs, or anything that has DCE. This can be very disruptive, and when you get it at the right moment, it's great. We have 1 Switch, because if at the beginning of the game they Lysander out a Venusaur EX with a Spirit Link on it, and it has 4 retreat costs, and it's very hard to get out, so you have a Switch just in case that happens. It's very good. This is a new addition to the deck. I put in 1 Weakness Policy, just for Lurantis if I face against Volcanion. This has come in handy so many times against Volcanion, and I've actually made several people scoop with it, and it's very fun to use. Next we have 1 Max Potion. I just used this today. I was playing with Mega Venusaur against my friend who was playing some Mandibuzz Vileplume deck, and, or not Vileplume, Mandibuzz Zoroark, and they had just put 20 on all of my Pokemon, and I was able to Max Potion Mega Venusaur, attach by hand Mega Turbo, and then Flower Supply and get all 4 energies back. Very great, and it seemed like a clutch play. Now for our tools, we have 3 Venusaur Spirit Links. You just attach them to Venusaur, and when you Mega Evolve, your turn does not end, which is important. I would have played this deck so much sooner, but that was not in XY base, so it just got printed in Evolutions, and that was my inspiration for this deck. and of course 2 float stones so you can tap into Garbodor and anything else that's stuck in the active without a tool. Float stone's very important to get out. And our last trainer is 3 Forest of Giant Plants. Just all of your grass Pokemon can evolve without any regards of evolving once in your turn. You can evolve as many times as you want with all of your grass Pokemon. So you can set up turn 1 Lurantis and Mega Venusaur. And lastly, our energy count. We have the cool Sun and Moon energies. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 basic grass energies. I find that to be a good amount, not too many, not too little. And with all the acceleration from energies in the discard we have, it seems to work perfectly fine. And that is it for this deck profile. This is my current list, but like I said, May 6th and 7th is our Roanoke Regionals in Virginia. If you're going, leave in the comment section below and let me know what deck you want to play. It is 4 months away, so you might not have an idea yet. I know this is what I want to play. I just need to get a list that I feel like is really strong for it and see what the meta decks are then and how I can counter them. But for now, this is my list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're new, subscribe. If you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, and until next time guys, I'll see you then.